Welcome to my Inktober review. I created characters based on all the prompts. What's up? I'm Ellie. Welcome to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to reveal my Inktober characters because that's what I did this year. I created characters based on the prompts. Though I will admit that one or two characters are not my own and they are just redraws of existing characters. Because I got lazy. But most of them are my own. But this already started with last week's video, and if you haven't watched that video, I implore you to go and watch that. Otherwise, here's a quick recap. Last week I introduced that I want to do a character compilation of all my pre-existing characters. In the video, I asked you guys to vote on the characters you think should become permanent characters for the compilation. And while this is an Inktober reveal, this is a continuation of that video. And I ask you again to please vote on the characters you think should become permanent characters for the compilation. That said, I would like to mention that I will only start the compilation in the new year. This is just preparation. I feel like that was a mouthful. And now we can finally get into it, and please feel free to vote in the comments. The first three prompts were mustache, weave, and crown. With these first three prompts, I gave myself permission to mess up and get used to using the ink pens. And I did mess up and then tried to white it out with a white gel pen on both weave and crown. But it did help a lot and made using these ink pens a lot easier going forward. But there you have it, the first three characters. Let me know in the comments, do they get to stay as permanent characters or no? That brings me to the next three, which was Murky, Deer, and Pierce. Murky is a mud character that was suggested by a friend of mine, and I absolutely love him, though I can see that I was still being a little bit careful with this character. But he did turn out great, and so does he become a permanent character or no? The character I created for Deer was inspired by a sketchbook practice session, and he did feature in my recent character portrait series. Of all the characters I created for Inktober, I think this is probably my favorite. And just because he's featured twice before, he will become a permanent character. This character wanted to be a deer for Halloween, but also so many other things. Which is why he's got a piece of cut up wood taped to his belly. He's wearing a branch as a beak and branches as antlers. Plungers as hands and oversized animal feet as shoes. We're not sure what exactly he is, but he is part deer. And then there's the character I created for Pierce. This character has also previously featured in my mood board series. His name is Cinder, only now he is slightly refined. And because this is the second time he features, he will also become a permanent character. But let me know what you guys think about Murky, yes or no? Next up was Starfish, Reckless, and Heavy. For Starfish, I decided to go with Patrick Star because I got too lazy to think up a character. So he will not be featured as a permanent character because obviously he is not my own. I absolutely love Reckless as well, and even Heavy, but I don't feel like they fit the vibe. Maybe with a little bit of refinement or readjustment. But let me know what you think, yes or no for Reckless and Heavy as permanent characters. Next was Sweep, Sting, and Shred It. Ironically, Sweep was one of the prompts I was very excited about, and even the character just starting out. But on completion, I didn't love it. But maybe with a little reinvention it can work. Sting, on the other hand, is another favorite. I absolutely love how this one came out. And then Shred It. It's cute, it does kind of fit the vibe, but I don't love it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these characters. Do they get to stay as permanent characters or no? Next up is Drink, Trunk, and Ragged. While Drink fits the vibe and is cute in its own way, I don't love it. Maybe with a little bit of readjustment, but for the most part, I don't like this character. I love how Trunk came out, though his trunk is not 100%. He definitely needs a bit of work, but as a permanent character, I think he fits the vibe nicely. Then there's the doll I created for Ragged. I referenced Ragatha from the Digital Circus for this character, and I thought that I'd made enough little changes and made her unique enough to pass as one of my own. But a couple of people has identified her as Ragatha from the Digital Circus. so I won't claim her as my own. But I do love the concept so much. I think it's so flippin' cute. And maybe with a bit of refinement, she can become unique enough to pass as one of my own. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do these guys pass as permanent characters or no? And of course, do we redefine Ragatha to become one of my own characters or no? And then next we have Blunder, Ornette, and Deal. And I must admit, I was fighting to hold on because at this point I'd lost all interest in the Inktober challenge. Blunder is probably the worst one for me that came out of this entire challenge. So for me, that's a straight up no. But you guys can let me know, is this a possible yes with a bit of refinement? And if you are wondering, yes, it does severely bother me that this is the only drawing in the entire challenge that I decided to draw horizontally. Next up is Ornette. And I do love this character. I think he came out so cute. I referenced him from a picture I posted a while ago, imploring the community to join me in a little art challenge I was doing with some friends of mine. I just added extra decorations. And then finally, Deal. The inspiration is Rumpelstiltskin. I like the posture, I like the vibe, I like the character. I don't like the contract because it's too obvious. With a bit of refinement, I think this can be a unique character. But you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think about these characters? Yes or no? Next up is Arctic, Rivals, and Blast. And even though I struggled to maintain interest in the challenge, I do love how these three came out. Arctic was just a random sketch I did on my own. No reference, no planning, no anything. And she is also one of my favorites. What came out for Rivals was actually for another creator on both TikTok and YouTube. His logo is inspired by the yin-yang sign, and so I tried to turn that concept into a character and thought it would be perfect for Rivals. And well, I created a second concept as well, this guy. None of these two will feature as characters in the compilation though, because they were done for someone else. So in a sense, I feel like they don't really belong to me. And then for Blast, I decided to go with a retro radio. I think the idea is cool, the execution not so much. I think with a bit of refinement, it can be better. But you guys let me know, what do you think? Do these two characters for Arctic and Blast become permanent characters or no? And then Button, Firefly, and Rowdy. The irony with these three prompts is that I was super excited for Button, super excited for Firefly, and not so excited for Rowdy. In the end, I am not pleased with what came out for Button and Firefly, but love how Rowdy came out. But I'd like to mention as well that the owl was a special request from a friend of mine. They asked that for one of the prompts I do a creepy owl, and thought that it would fit in nicely with Button. Though I do think with a bit of refinement that this could be a really cute character. I don't like what came out for Firefly one bit. Not even redefined. If I were to include Firefly as a permanent character, I'd start from scratch with a completely new concept. And then there's Rowdy. Absolutely love how it came out. And again, just like with Arctic, it was just random drawing that came out of nowhere, no referencing. But that's it for these three prompts. You guys can let me know if they become permanent characters or no. And of course, does Firefly deserve a redraw, or do we send him to the dead files? Inferno, Puzzle, and Onion. This was the last stretch and I had lost all interest, but I was determined to see it through. As a result, I don't like any one of these characters. I was just getting through it for the sake of getting through it. So it's a no from me for Inferno, Puzzle, and Onion. Technically speaking, I know that everything has a chance with a bit of redefinement, but do we really want to do that for these three? Is there really hope? Let me know in the comments. Next is Skeletal, Lesson, and Vacant. The idea of Skeletal looked a lot cooler in my head, but with a bit of refinement, I think maybe. Lesson is a hard no for me. Vacant, on the other hand, is a hard yes for me. I don't know what it is about this particular character and concept, but I just love it so much. I think it's something about the simplicity. But you guys can let me know in the comments, is it a yes or a no for these 3 characters? Last but not least, award. This is another one I also just did randomly out of my head and actually kinda love. I don't like the award cup in his hand, so I will omit that and maybe refine him a little bit. Other than that, I think he came out cute, but you guys can let me know in the comments, does this guy stay as a permanent character or no? But there you have it, that's my entire Inktober reveal, and though it was hard for me to maintain interest in all of the prompts right to the end, I am glad that I saw it through. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.